Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. The readings, which I have lovingly dubbed your mid-year reality check. Um, Before we really get into this, I have to warn you, this is going to be a little bit of tough love. So if you're not in the headspace or you don't want tough love, that's absolutely fine. I will not judge you if you want to tap out. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes we need love, not tough love. But Spirit has guided me to give you a little bit of tough love. See what's going on right now. Middle of the year, I feel, is a good year for this, especially if you've been feeling off path for a little bit. Goal here is to try to help you see things for how they really are and possibly get you on the path that you want to be on, right? Kind of change your direction as necessary. It's something I recently did for myself, and oh man, it wasn't friendly, but it was absolutely what I needed to hear. Okay, so hopefully this helps you out. Let's cut your deck, shall we? Feeling right there. And I like this. For those of you who have watched me before, I will be taking the middle card and the bottom card of the deck because they are absolutely giving so much clarity in these readings. It's unreal. And it's exactly what we want. Oh, okay. 2 cards came out for that last bit of advice, so we're taking it. I love the middle card and the bottom card. Absolutely do. Your middle card here is Ace of Cups. Okay. As I try to set it on fire. And your bottom card here is Ace of Pentacles. So it feels like this sense of wanting new. It could be new love, but it could just be being like open, right? Emotional fulfillment is spurring you forward to something new, something solid, something that has roots that are going to grow. And I really like that. So let's just dive right in and see what exactly you want in this, Cancer. Okay, you want 10 of Cups. Very admirable. I'm right there with you. I also want the 10 of Cups. I think almost everyone could say they want the 10 of Cups. They want that happiness. They want that fortune after difficulty. For some of you, this is going to be a happy home life. So take it as it resonates for your own personal situation because everyone is a little bit different, but I'm thinking the overall message is hopefully going to resonate for most of you. Now, the reality of your situation, which I hope isn't much worse, I'm just saying, than the 10 of Cups, is the Magician. And I don't mind this. I'm getting a twofold energy from this. The first one is that you have the power to create this happiness, to manifest this happiness, but I'm also getting a feeling of a little bit of controlling energy. That's kind of what the Magician is. I do want to clarify that before I move on. I haven't actually been clarifying a lot in these readings. They've been fairly clear, but that one, because it's kind of a twofold energy, I want just a little bit more here. Because the controlling aspect doesn't feel as though it's coming from you. It feels as though it's coming from an outside source. As the car hits the floor. Just a moment. Okay, that one took a bit of a journey. It's the Four of Voices, Four of Swords. So I think that's where the twofold energy is coming from. This feels like an energy that you are recovering from. This sense of possibly being under the thumb of someone else, but also recognizing what you have within you, the power of manifestation and the power to control your own life within you. That feels like kind of where you're at right now. So far I kind of like it. But let's see, because this card here is what your wants have mistakenly led you to believe is true. Okay? And it's that possibly you're already there. Or possibly things are better than you could ever have hoped. Which I don't really like that this is a mistaken belief. I really don't. Especially when what you're searching for here is happiness, right? what you're wanting is happiness. So you're led to believe maybe that this is as good as it gets. That makes a little more sense. That the situation you're already in is as good as it gets, which I don't think that's true for you, not at all. Um, but let's go a little deeper here. This card is the wrong impression that reality is giving you. So, like you're coming off of this, possibly that someone else has had you under their thumb for quite a while. You're recovering from that energy, and you're realizing that no, you actually have this ability on your own. And the wrong impression that reality is giving you is that there are more options than you actually know what to do with. And I'm hearing for some of you that the world is your oyster, which I hate to limit things, but I also think maybe it's more along the lines of some of these options aren't really options at all, if that makes sense. Because, like, there's snake coming out of this one, there's kind of a skull on this one, this cup. And I want to say maybe the option that you're looking at right now as well possibly isn't the option that's for you, even if you think it is. But let's look at the energy that's propelling you forward right now is Ace of Wands. There is a lot of energy. Absolutely there is. And things are moving really fast. It's almost as though you're just kind of caught up in something, which I don't necessarily like for you either. Like the idea that you're kind of caught along for the ride when the reality is that you're in control. You know what I mean? I don't like that for you at all. It's such a weird energy. I'm having trouble vocalizing it. Because I know what I see, but it's not. It doesn't want to translate to words, if that makes sense. It's more of like an energy here that it's still as though like you have every power to create the reality that you want, but someone is still dragging you along. You know what I mean? You still feel as though outside forces are propelling you. And in this case, they kind of are with this Eight of Wands. So I don't know if there's a lot of chatter going on around you. I don't know if there's a lot of people sticking their nose into things. I'm not really sure. But like you want happiness. And you're kind of being led to believe that this is as good as it gets. Right? The reality is that you are in control and but you're kind of recovering from something, right? You're more focused, I think, on healing than actually going where you want to go. And it's looking as though that there are more options here that are actually viable, or less options, sorry. There are more options here and less of them are viable than you think. But it's almost giving me the sense that you got to make a decision, and you got to make a decision like right now, which puts a little bit of pressure on things. So let's look at your advice here, Cancer, shall we? We have here Two of Swords, yeah. I feel you are a little confused here. There is some confusion energy going on. It's this, and who had this earlier? Someone else had this in this exact same position. Was that Taurus or was that Aries? Anyway, it was just take off the blindfold, see things for how they actually are, right? That was kind of the message, and it's coming through here the same for you. Look at everything for how it actually is. Look at reality for how it actually is before you actually choose. Right? That feels very important here. It feels as though like there's a lot of pressure pushing you forward. There's a lot of energy, and I feel like you're starting to feel it, but you are fully capable of saying, no, I will not be rushed. I am going to take this at my own pace as I need to. Okay? Your next bit of advice here is the Six of Pentacles. And this is telling me accept the gift that you've been given, but also don't hoard it either, right? Be a little bit generous with your energy. Be a little bit generous with your money if that's resonating with you. Um, I I heard for some of you, if someone is asking for help, take a second, look at it before you say no, because I think this person might be able to pay it forward, maybe even back towards you in the future, and I think that would be very beneficial for you. Okay, and now these two advice cards, which have come out together, which I'm sure, yes, um, this is telling you, okay, things are happening fast. Something is going to happen even faster, right? The energy propelling you forward is already quick. Something else is going to happen in the blink of an eye, almost. It's going to rock your foundation. It's going to change the way you see things, and how you move. This is telling you to prepare for that with the Knight of Swords, okay? This is letting you know that things are going to have a very profound change. It's nothing to be scared of. This reading is your advance warning and your time to make plans for your future, I want to say. Okay, to be prepared that something is going to shift in your life, whether it just be a way of thinking, you know, but it's going to put you on the path that you need to be put on. So any of this indecision that you might be having right now, any of this confusion where you're not really sure where to go, it's going to become very clear very quickly. So don't be caught off guard when it feels like you need to move and you don't really want to move. And I'm not saying actually like move household, although it could mean that for some of you. It just means make decisive action. You know what I mean? Because the Knight of Swords is someone who is going to make decisive action. That's kind of what swords are. That's kind of what they do in tarot. They make decisive action. Okay? So this is telling you to like actually look at things for how they really are, right? Put your energy where it needs to be put. Accept this as the gift that it is. Be generous where you need to be generous, and accept that once things really start moving, they are going to move quickly and you are going to see exactly where you need to go, right? It is going to shake things up quite a bit, but I mean, you've been given advance warning, so take this time, plan as necessary, okay? So I want to get you an oracle card before we close this out. One card for a Cancer, please. I like this. And they snuck out two. They snuck out two cards. And I have to point out, bottom of the deck here, Panther Spirit, reclaim your spirit. Or reclaim your power. Sorry. That's this Magician, Four of Swords up here. Reclaim your power. You are able to do this, right? Things have not already been chosen for you, right? The next step is yours to take, okay? And the cards that have come out here are Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. Absolutely key to this reading. I think you're working on it for sure. And then we also have Electric Eel Spirit, bring your ideas to life, okay? So if you're unsure where to go, look at what you really want to do. Look at where you really want to go. You know, whatever idea you have, even if you feel like you're being bombarded by a million at once, there's something that really strongly resonates with you, and I feel like that's the one you need to bring to life, right? That's what's for you. Overall, I really like this reading. It feels quick, it feels high energy, it feels possibly a little anxious. I totally understand that, but in the end, where it goes and the fact that you are in control, that's good, right? That's wonderful, Cancer. So this is what I have for you. I hope this resonated. If it did, please drop a like down below. It lets me know as a tarot reader I've tapped into your energies, which is super important for me because I do strive to give the most accurate message that I possibly can. I wish you the very best of luck, especially in navigating this. I know it's probably going to be a little confusing, but and this is kind of what this feels like to me. This is a mid-year reading, so like the shifts that are going to happen, what this is trying to show you right now is something that's going to begin in the later half of the year, I think. So this is your chance to get prepared, take the steps that you need to take. Okay? So yeah, take care of yourselves, Cancer, and I will see you in the next one.